record it. Oh,
Okay.
recording is
Here
in
we go.
progress. Okay, so let me go ahead and screen share. Here I am. Technical difficulties, everyone. Okay, all right. So welcome, everyone. Again, so thrilled that you're here today. My presentation is going to be about creating the business and lifestyle that work for you, because I really do believe that reinvention is possible after the age of 50. What I do in my work is I help my clients create the life that they want to live. I am a perfect example of someone who created a business and a lifestyle based on what I was passionate about. As a professional organizer, my role is to help my clients create those lives that they want to live, to let go of the things that are holding them down and holding them back, to be in the lifestyle and the life and the home and the space that they want to live in. So today I'm going to be talking about that. So again, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. So let's
time out. The first time you said it, you actually mentioned the fact that you know that you really do believe that reinvention is possible after 50 and that you know a few people. So that would be really good to say.
Okay.
Right in the
Well, I put it on my slide and then I skipped right over it. So I will go back to that. Yes.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
I like that. That was really good. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So next slide. All right. So I really do believe that if you are intent on creating the life that you want to live, reinventing yourself, if you will, after the age of 50, or really at any time, you really need to connect with your why. Ask yourself, why do I want to do this? Why do I want to create this business? Why do I want this new career? It's not about the money, it's about the purpose. It really is about deciding that you are passionate about someone. And that's a word we kind of throw around, passion, but I prefer the word why. What's your why? What motivates you? And I really believe that when you're driven by your why, in challenging situations, which are going to come up if you're reinventing yourself, if you are creating a new career, if you're creating a new lifestyle for yourself, it really is critical to stay focused on your why, to get motivated and to become refocused. If it's someone else's why, or if it's a business someone else thinks that you should be involved in, if it's someone else's idea for what you should be or what you should be doing, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay connected to it. So that's why I always say to start with your why. And having a strong why also translates very authentically to your colleagues and clients. People say to me all the time, I could never do what you do. How do you get up every day and help people work through their challenges or their messes or their struggles? And I always say, I would do this every single moment of every single day. I love what I do so much. That's my why. My why is helping people make effective change in their life. So the slide that I'm showing here is a book that was recommended to me by my coach when I started this journey myself. And it's called Start With Why. It's a gentleman named Simon Sinek. If you have not seen his TED Talk, absolutely check it out. It's one of the most viewed TED Talks ever. And this book is excellent. And the TED Talk is excellent because it really does outline how you find what your passion is and connect with your why. So that's a great place to start. It's really the place to start.
Was he your coach?
No, Simon Sinek lives in California. He's like this guru.
But Zoom.
Yeah, but Zoom, yes, and Zoom, as we like to say, yeah. So number two, I always say to people is to really do your research on what the career or the business that you want to create. And that really is what the web is for. And I always also encourage people to ask knowledgeable people. But don't ask everyone you know, do you think this is a good idea for me? Or what do you know about pet sitting? Or what do you know about becoming a consultant? There's a wealth of information that is available to all of us. And I can't say strongly enough to do your research, market research, legal research, all of those things that are going to really prepare you. And in doing the research, you might find that there are already 50 pet dog walking services in your area. You might find that the legal hurdles for you to have a business in Massachusetts or wherever you live might be too great. And that's going to at least inform your decision. Again, a lot of books are available. There are books available on every topic, and I would highly recommend that you do a lot of research. Again, internet research, but also read books. One book that I read, probably one of the first books that I read, was called How to Be an Effective Professional Organizer. And it really talked about what should be in your toolkit. How do you create a contract? How do you, what would an interview or a business development call with a client look like? That became really my Bible. It became the focus and the structure. And 11 years later, I still refer to a lot of that content. So do your research. It's really a valuable step. Don't skip that. It's great to be passionate, but don't skip the research. So I love to quote Star Wars, and I say to my kids all the time, do or do not, there is no try. So you really need to take that one baby step and start. And it might be researching your name. It might be, buying your domain. It might be signing up for a networking group. Whatever that one step is for you to move yourself forward. It could be certifications. It could be education. We often get stuck in that analysis paralysis phase, and we never get started on that project or that plan. Know this, no one is ever 100% ready to do anything. When you feel 80%, 75, 80% ready to do something, then start. Take that step to move yourself forward. Being stuck is not productive for anyone. Another important thing I will speak to the women out there is there's statistically shown that when women apply for jobs, they want to meet 100% of all of the qualifications, the experience, the education, and all of that. And if they're not 100%, they will shy away and say, that job is not for me, or I am not qualified. Interestingly enough, if men are meet 50% of the qualifications, they say, I'm good enough and I will apply for it. So don't discount your experience. Don't shortchange yourself and your experience. It's important to take some steps and at least try, because you're never going to know what's going to happen unless you try. This is a point that I say to my clients all the time, is you have to decide to decide. Right? It's like disorganization or clutter. It's a deferred decision. Sometimes you just have to decide. It's not, every decision is not a long-term decision. It's not the next 10 years of your life. It could be the next year. It could be whatever, but take a step and make a decision to move yourself forward, because being stuck in the analysis paralysis phase really isn't going to help you. You're just going to be that much farther behind. So get going on that, whatever that decision is.
So time out for 1 second. I know you don't like, I'm interrupting you.
No, that's fine.
So go back to that previous slide. So you have in there on the slide, to make a plan, a business plan, a networking or an employment strategy, and then execute. So the whole foundation of the mission of the creation of the 50+ program, which I did 7 years ago, was based on the premise that 90 to 95% of all jobs ultimately are found through networking, and that the vast majority of people in the 50+ demographic don't network. Either they don't like to network, they don't know how to network, they don't know why they're supposed to be networking, where they're going to network, and all of that. This is pre-COVID. And then the other piece of it is, so I guess, and we have a motto which is called G to G, which stands for give to get, which is really the foundation for being successful, a successful networker. It's not all about me. It's tell me about you, right? Not what's in it for me. So I think it would be really good. I love that sentence. I was, waiting to see what you're going to say, but you didn't actually say it. So, that would resonate well within the framework of the 50+ program. The whole idea of, making a plan. And we talk about, plan your work and work your plan. That's one of my, mantras. So, yeah, so that, sort of weaving in the whole thing about starting to network or coming up with a strategy for your job search or your employment strategy or whatever it is that you're going to say there. But, that would probably be great.
Okay.
It would fit in with our whole mission, which is
Yep.
why this was formed, to create a networking venue for 50 plusers.
Okay, so you're gonna love the rest of this because I'm gonna talk the hell out of networking. Okay.
Oh,
So
good. Okay.
oh yeah, that's next. So step 4 is to join professional organizations. So I always recommend that people find the professional organization, local or network, that can support and mentor you. Because if you're starting a new career or a new venture, you do not know what you do not know. And if someone said to me, gee, if you'd known this, would you have started, or what would you have done differently? Which is a great question everyone gets asked very often. And by finding a professional organization that can support you, make sure that you are connected and networking and learning all of the things that you need to know. That's really, really critical for your success. Others that have been in this role, others that have been in your business or your career track can give you excellent help and support, and be resources for you in both your personal and professional growth, which are both so critical. I also always recommend that you consider taking a leadership role or a board role within a professional organization. One of the very first things I did when I started my business was I joined the National Association of Professional Organizers. Most people don't know we exist, but it is the governing body of professional organizers in the world. I am also a member of NAPO New England, and I have a board position. I am the treasurer of NAPO New England. When you are in a leadership or a board or even a volunteer position, you get to know people that much more quickly. You become a respected, valued member of your organization. So don't discount that. It could be accounting, it could be marketing. There are so many great professional organizations out there. Again, they can help you with certifications if you think you need it, continuing education, all and certifications that you might need. It's a really, really critical piece. So I really stress to people, even if we're a little bit older, after 50, still plenty to learn, and professional organizations are a great way to learn. So it's doing that. Okay, so the next slide, again, I would put this first every single time, but it's network, network, network. There are so many networking organizations out there. Some are very specific to geography. Some are specific to your industry. Some are specific to a civic cause, like a Rotary. Find the ones that resonate with you. There are lots, again, so many out there. So again, talk to trusted business people or people that you admire that you think can give you a good resource. I've been to many BNIs. I've been asked to join many networking organizations to visit. You often go on a visitor's day, and you get to sort of try it out and meet the other professionals there. And it is an excellent way. All of the organizations that I have joined, that I have been consistently part of over the years, were because someone invited me and said, I'd love you to meet this group of people. I think you would really enjoy this. I think this would be a great fit for you. So listen to people that you trust and commit to networking. It is a commitment of time and resources, but it is probably one of the most important parts to the growth of your business. Clients and networking are going to be super critical for you. Having said that, don't spread yourself too thin. The value of networking really comes from gaining experience and getting to know the professionals in the organization in a pretty in-depth way. So going to an event, handing out your business card and thinking that you're networking effectively is not going to work. You really need to continue to make connections. Networking really happens after the event. It's really that one-on-one conversations or one-to-one conversations that you're going to have either in person or in Zoom that really are going to solidify your networking ability, because it's there that people learn more about you, not in that 30-second elevator speech that you give at a networking event. People get to know you and can connect you to the right people and resources. Also, again, this is a great place for you to take on a leadership role. I am the president of the South Shore Women's Business Network. I just took over as president. I had been on the board 2 years previously, and it has been hands down one of the best things that I have ever done, because it gives me exposure to so many different people. I become an authority, if you will, on the network, and it connects me with so many people. So find the one that works for you. Maybe it's a Rotary, maybe it's a BNI, maybe it's again something more centric to your business or to your community, but find something, because networking really is the biggest bang for your time and your resources, hands down. The other part that I wish I had known, this is probably the thing I wish I had known early on, is to take advantage of the service economy that exists and outsource. When I first started my business, I created my own website because I didn't know anyone that did that. Again, when you network, you will meet someone that does all of these things. So I spent way too much of my valuable time doing that. I spent way too much of my valuable time trying to create marketing when someone could have done it much more quickly and effectively and better for me. Virtual assistants, web designers, virtual bookkeepers, social media gurus, they all exist. This is a service economy out there. So if you are an entrepreneur and you are creating your business, do not think that you have, that's as an entrepreneur, it is our tendency to try to do everything to be, chief cook and bottle washer. You shouldn't be. You should be front facing with your clients, and you should be networking with other professionals and other people that can help you grow your business. You should not be stuck on all of this mundane stuff. So find the people out there that can help you do that so that you can move on. I always like to say to people, again, to stay in a service mindset. This does connect back to why we do what we do, but it's not about you. I always try to meet my clients where they are. It doesn't matter what business you're in. You really need to go in with a thought of, how can I serve this person? How can I help someone? How can I make this situation better for them? When we stay connected to the service, we stay connected to our why, we stay connected with what really drives us and why we got into it, and how we can help people. And it doesn't matter. You could be doing someone's books, you could be walking their dog, you could be organizing them, you could be their personal chef. It doesn't matter what you're doing. The goal is to stay in, how can I help this person? How can I help this company? How can I help this community? When we stay in a service mindset, that resonates. It resonates in our own abundance and growth, and it resonates in the success that we have with our clients.
And so just as an insert there, and maybe, if, I'm just going to write this down with that slide, step number 7,
Yep.
really is in total sync with our G2G motto, which is give to get.
Yes.
That's really,
Givers
it's the
get.
same,
Yep. That's the motto of
same
BNI.
kind of principle. It's
Yep.
not about you. When I do a presentation on networking, I always talk about the radio station WIIFM, what's in it for me. That's not the radio station you want to tune into.
Right.
So, yeah. So that's actually really right in sync with the principle, one of the major principles of the 50 Plus program. So
Good. I'm on it. All right. So the last one I would end with is really expand your product offerings. When I started my business, I started as an organizer, and that's what I did. But as I gained experience, credibility, and some exposure, I decided to really start to share that knowledge. I give seminars, I give webinars, and all at no cost. I do this because I think the value to others is way more important than the monetary value. It's going to come back to me in the abundance of clients in the universe. I know that. That's why I give this knowledge away for free. So develop that broader platform to share your message, blog, do a podcast, write a book. I wrote a book. The book is about creating really an organized life on a sort of micro level and a macro level. So don't feel that, if you're not working one-on-one with clients or in a team or whatever, you have experience, use that experience and share it. Again, we live in this internet-based age. There's so many ways to share it. Again, podcasting and blogging and all those other ways. So don't keep that knowledge to yourself. Knowledge is power when we share it, when we give it, when we offer it to other people. And at the end of my seminars, if people walk away with one thing that they find might be helpful, if one thing that they find might be impactful, then that's a success for me. Whether that person becomes a client or buys a book or not, that's the success, is that someone has gained some knowledge and some experience that has value for them. That's really what it's about. And that's it. That's me. So
that's fabulous. I love it. And, I had gone through it before, and when obviously, I just flipped through the slide deck, but I think the reason why, everyone seemed to feel that this would be a great number one is because it's very organized, right?
yes.
And it's step by step. So it's a great way to ease people into, this doesn't have to be an overwhelming, like, I've always wanted to do this, but I'm so afraid to jump off the diving board. And so, to get into having it start with you, where, and particularly now where I'm hearing you talk the slides, right? Rather than just reading them, that, a number of your principles are very consistent with the principles that we try to share with the people as job seekers. Obviously, anyone coming to this is somebody that's thought about reinventing themselves.
All right. So 2 things. I'm going to stop the recording here.
Yeah, that's fine.